I hope you guys took partials at the proper point, because you saw how it reversed right after it wiped out a major liquidity pool. So if we break it down real quick, so during the pre-market analysis session, we saw that the daily time frame was bearish, the 4-hour time frame was bearish, and even the 1-hour time frame was bearish. And this was the key level that we wanted to see. This was the key level that we wanted to work with, and the kill zone high was made right here. Again, first targets are always major liquidity pool. So this is where you move it to break even. Then we had the London low, and we had the previous daily low. Now, if you guys held everything until the previous daily low, this would have been a break-even trade. That's okay. You have to always learn from them. But if we quickly see what happened, it was a very nice trade. Price moved up right here. It ran above the kill zone highs. It tapped into a premium price of this range over here. You can see that very clearly. It is now reacting to the imbalance. It has broken structure. And then what happened? There it is. A new imbalance got created, or else this previous imbalance got traded through, whatever. So there we go. This is exactly what we want to see. A premium price, a sweep of liquidity, a break of structure, and a new imbalance being created. All of that is fine. So now it is about the entry. Now, if you guys were entering directly off of this area, it's okay, again, because it's fine, right? It's whatever you prefer, but we don't like this risk to reward ratio. So I have told you what to do. You can wait. There are different ways to enter. You can enter from imbalances. You can enter from break of structure points. You can enter from the last candle that wiped out liquidity. So all of it, right? We have talked about everything. So my entry was all the way up here at the break of structure point. Stop loss can go above this high or at least close to that high. That is what I have told you guys, right? And 2R is where we pay ourselves. The rest can go into 3R. And if we're lucky, the others can go into the final targets, whatever. So I think this is where most of you guys entered as well, which is very nice. And what happened? Look at that. It moved up exactly into the entry. This is where it tapped in. Now I was trying to look for a way to scale in, but it dropped very quickly. There it is. So this is where you should move it to break even. You have to move it to break even once it takes out a major liquidity pool. And you have to also pay yourself when it reaches 2R. So very nice. And there it comes. But if you guys were holding everything until this low, what happened? There it is. A nice winning trade would have turned into a break-even trade if you were trying to hold everything into this area here. So that's the thing, right? Always pay yourself and then leave the rest into whatever it is that you want to target. So this would have been a very nice trade. Look at that. We have given you 3R. I didn't close everything at 3R. I was honestly holding something into this, but I was taking a lot of partials at 2.6 to 2.7R. So I was okay with it moving up and stopping me out at break even. And just like this, we had a trade on USD CAD as well, which was right here. By the time the time frames were, now I wanted to break this down because some of you took a loss on this trade, which was not even necessary. Now, during the pre-market analysis session, we wanted to see a buy below the London low and the Frankfurt lows. This is exactly what we marked out. So the market moved down, broke structure, and while breaking structure, it created imbalances. There we go. Very clean. So if you entered here, stop loss can be right here, or is at least close to the low that wiped out the liquidity. Let's say around 7.5 pips. And where is your first target? Yes, you can see a lot of liquidity resting up here, but then again, this is not your final target. So this could be your final target, but the kill zone high is over here. So you have to pay yourself. Okay, yeah, the kill zone high. You have to pay yourself when the market moves here, and you have to move it to break even. So if you did this, look at this. You had another 3R trade very nicely. So opportunities are there. It's about where you pay yourself and all that. You can have a very nice entry, a sniper entry like this, but if you didn't pay yourself here, what's the point of that entry? That's the thing. So always keep in mind that exits are more important than entries. Don't just look for sniper entries and perfect entries. Pay yourself, because that's the only way you can earn money from the markets. That's it. Okay, so let's start on let's start with Euro USD, again with the high time frames. So even yesterday we went through this. So for the ones that were not here, we see where this big rejection came from. It was coming inside of this imbalance after wiping out this swing high over here. So we are expecting a little deeper retracement, a little bearish move, right? That is what we want to see. And even the previous weekly candle is a big rejection after taking out this swing point. So I'm expecting this bearish move to continue a little bit longer. The daily time frame is bearish because this was the most recent breakout we saw. So we need to see them. I still want to see them running down into this low over here and into the previous daily low right here. So currently we are reacting off to an imbalance on the daily. They have taken out a previous daily high and we're seeing a good rejection. So I need to see them trading down into the daily low. So a daily high is taken out, which means buy stops are now taken out. So I want to see them trading down into sell stops. That's it. So daily is bearish. The 4-hour time frame is still bullish though, but it's not a major bullish breakout that could start a real pullback because we are only seeing minor breakouts on the line chart and even on the candlestick chart. So the 4-hour time frame is bullish, but it's not going to start any pullbacks. The 1-hour time frame has turned bearish as well. You guys can see that very clearly because it moved up and it broke structure right here. So we could say that the range that we're trading within is from up here to down here. They never ran out of this low. So we're still inside of that previous range and inside of a daily imbalance. It has tapped into premium prices. Also, you could see that the London high has taken out the Frankfurt highs or even the previous daily high. But if you're looking at today's data, you can see that the London high has taken out the Frankfurt high and then broken structure. So I'm not expecting a run above the London highs. I'm expecting the same exact thing, as yesterday. So we had the same thing yesterday. It ran above the Asian highs, broke structure, and imbalance was created. And we were looking for a trade from that imbalance. So I need to see the same exact thing today. We can see that London has ran out the Frankfurt highs. It has broken structure and a new imbalance is created right here. So I'm paying attention to this imbalance. What I would like to see is a sweep of the kill zone highs, just like yesterday. We don't know where the high is being created until this current candle closes. We don't know where the kill zone high is being created. But either way, what I would like to see is, let's assume this was the high. I don't know where it's going to get created, but I need to see something like this. Then the break-even point, targets. And today, since this high has also taken out a previous daily high, we might be able to see a bigger push down into the previous daily low. So same exact approach as yesterday. All we have to do is just patiently wait until the New York session opens to see how it plays out. To have everything marked out, have the targets marked out, that is very important. This is where you go break even if the trade plays in our favor. Now, just because it played out yesterday, don't try and risk a lot today. You can't be overconfident. Just anything can happen. That's the thing. It's a game of probability. Just because it played out yesterday, we can't guarantee that it's going to play out today as well. It might look very similar, but the outcome might change. That's the thing. So this would be, I don't know if it's going to move up. This will be the London low. This will be a break-even point if the trade runs in our favor. So I'm not going to look for any buys because the time frames aren't aligning as well. So let's see what happens right here. I know why you guys might plan a buy because the London low has taken out the Asian low. All that has happened. But as of now, I don't think for a buy move to start, there's enough liquidity is being swept. I'm not very sure about that. So what I would like to see is a sweep of the kill zone highs wherever it gets formed and then a move down into these lows. So let's see. The only thing I want to tell you is that don't get overconfident just because it played out yesterday. Anything can happen. So have the same exact risk and play it small. Okay. And also keep in mind that it is counter trend that we are trading because we saw that the major breakout structure was bullish and this whole thing, these lows were created at discounted prices. So the trade could easily fail. To keep that in mind, do not risk a lot. just play it really safe. So let's see what happens. Okay, let's have the levels marked out and let's see what happens. Okay, let's take a look at UCAD. And we'll start on the weekly again. So based off the high time frame analysis, just like yesterday, we know that swing lows are being taken out here. Even on the weekly, the swing lows are taken out. So I told you, it's better if we can see a move at least up into the previous weekly high. And the daily time frame is currently a bearish, but it has not gone into premium levels. So that is why I still want to see the market trading higher. Just like I'm expecting a move down on Euro USD, I need to see a move up on USD CAD, but I don't think the time frames are aligning. It has taken out the daily low. It has stepped into an imbalance, so it might move at least up into this high. But yeah, the time frames are not aligning. Now, this is a swing high. If this current H4 candle manages to close above this, we might see the market trading higher. So today I might have to skip UCAD because the time frames aren't aligning. I'm expecting a buy based on what the time frame, what the market structure and all that is showing me, but the time frames are not aligning. So I'm going to skip UCAD for today. At least if the current 4-hour candle closes bullish, we might be able to see a buy from somewhere around here. Let's see. I'm not very sure. I'm not going to pay attention to this. And gold is still pumping higher. Like most people were like selling this entire thing, but you can see what they're doing, right? They just reached a discounted level before climbing up again. And now if we can find another zone to buy from, it would be great. Now, keep in mind that we have news in half an hour. At 6:45 p.m. my time, there is news. And it is the NFP week, so things might be a little messy, so you have to play it really safe. So again, the previous weekly low is taken out, and we're seeing a nice rejection from these imbalances or from these key levels, whatever, right? Or anything is fine. So it could still push the market higher. Daily is currently bullish, never turned bearish. The 4-hour time frame is also bullish, and the 1-hour time frame is also bullish. So this could be a strong low because it has taken out the London low and then it has broken structure. So this is where the 1-hour time frame turned bearish. We can also draw the Fibonacci from right here. Now this day, if I'm looking for a buy, I need to see them running below the London low at least. Now hopefully we get a setup today so that way we can take a good trade on gold after a long time. So yeah, I'm looking for a buy below the London low, into the London highs, and eventually into these swing points. But I'm only having intraday targets. My key level would be, we're currently inside of a key level, but what I would like to see is a pull down into a discount price. And this is a previous structure point, so it's better if the market can pull back down into that before moving up, like this. So if we can mark out a key level that is aligning with this market structure point, it's better. Yeah. So we have an imbalance over here, or just mark it out like this, whatever. So we have the liquidity, we have the previous structure point, we have an imbalance, all that is present. So if we can see a move down into somewhere here, and then this, we can expect to move up because the daily time frame is bullish and the 4-hour time frame is bullish. The 1-hour time frame has turned bearish, which means it might start a pullback into a discount level. That's it. I'm not going to look for any shorts. I'm looking for buys once it runs below the London low. So we'll have the level marked out and let's see what is going to happen. And then let's go to NAS 100. NAS 100 made a huge drop yesterday. Based on that, let's see. I don't know if this is start of a bearish move because it can still move higher. Based on this, we are currently below the weekly low. It has taken out the previous weekly low, and the daily time frame just turned bearish right after this big bearish candle. We have this break off structure. Now I'm not going to look for any sales because even if we draw the Fibonacci from here, we are at a discount level. Even if we draw the Fibonacci from down here to up here, we are at a discounted level. So I'm not looking to sell it at a discounted level. I'm trying to look for buys, but only after the 4-hour time frame turns bullish. So we might have to wait for the stock market to open or for the current 4-hour candle to close. And if the current 4-hour candle manages to close above this, then we know that the 4-hour time frame is bullish, and the 1-hour time frame should also turn. Okay, the 1-hour time frame has turned bearish, so the 1-hour time frame must also turn bullish. Okay, I'm going to skip NAS 100 for now because the time frames aren't aligning. Because since we are at a discounted price, what I would like to see is a buy, maybe below the kill zone low, because London has already swept the Asian lows. Maybe from somewhere here we might see a buy, but the time frames aren't aligning, so I will be skipping this for now until the stock market opens. So right now my focus would be on Euro USD and only Euro USD and gold. Let's see how that goes. Okay. Wait for the news release. That way it is better. Just half an hour more. Just wait for the news release and then try to take your trades. Okay. Yeah, then that is all for now, guys. We will have another session tomorrow at the same time. So we will talk then. Okay, so yeah, have a nice day, guys. We'll talk soon.